screen. So, good afternoon. Welcome back to this class, CISG113, Section 1, Information Security and Privacy. Today is day number 3, on the 1st of September 2015. Is also the beginning of week number 2. Well, as usual, when I start up the classroom, I will often refer you back to the Public Online Discussions Forum of the week. Okay? And then in the Public Online Discussions of the week, I sent out a topic today before class. It said, what have you learned from the first week of classes? So I'll give you 5 minutes time with 2 minutes of talking to the neighbor next to you about what you have learned from the first week of classes. And then would you please just, after your conversations, use the remaining 3 to 5 minutes to type in your responses. So could you start talking now? That's why you need a partner, all right? So start talking with the partner next to you, what you have learned from the first week of classes. Well, you see that I've already given you the hints. In the first week of classes, we walked through a number of videos, and I've shared with you quite an interesting set of concepts, okay? What have you learned? Now it's time for you to dig deep into what you learned from last week and talk to the neighbor next to you and discover a little bit. And we have 5 minutes time to do this exercise. And we do it every class, okay? This is somewhat like a quiz. No, it's a practice of learning. And your record left in the social discussion forum for each week is an excellent record that you need to use to train your in-class participation skill, okay? It helped you to sort out what you should have learned from the previous class. It also helped you get set for today's class. Go ahead, talk to your neighbor, go online through your mobile devices to the CISG113 Section 1 environment and start typing in your responses. Now, I recommend that you sit next to the gentleman over there because you need his help, okay? You need conversations at this point, okay? Talk to the neighbor next to you and get set, and after your conversations, after you pick up some ideas of what we have studied as of last week, and you have to, positions you're learning in the context of this week's themes. In each week of our study, there is a theme, okay? Let's say, what's the theme for this week? All right, let's get back to the courses. Or another angle. Talk, you need time to warm yourself up, all right? It's a rainy day, your engines might need some heat up time, all right? So if you look at the first week, the theme of the first week is what is information security and what is information privacy. Do you have any slightest idea on what these two questions are, students? Do you have some ideas of how to answer this question and share your findings with your fellow students next to you? Now that is week number 1. Now this is week number 2. We step into week number 2. And we begin to explore the ideas of information technology and knowledge society. Now is your 5 minutes time to heat yourself up, talk with your neighbor, and discover what you should have learned, and type in your responses in the social discussion forum for week number 2. Week number 2, okay? Right here. So, normally I will not carry on with our topic until I see some responses from the whole class. This is an exercise very important to warm yourself up for the learning that is expected in each class. So get yourself ready, talk to your friends next to you, and type in the responses. Yes, can you get online? Right, all right, very good, very good. You can get online. All right? Can you get online? So you go to week number 2, yeah, and then you go to this public online discussion forum, right? And then here is the discussion from the coach. Press inside, okay? And then the way to respond is when you're ready, press reply, okay? Everybody just does the same. Do you need some help? I want to make sure you get used to doing that because it's a very important thing we need to do in every class. Yes. Help yourself, find someone to sit next to you. We just start the 5-minute discussions, okay? And then get ready to get online to the Moodle environment. Do you need some help to get online? Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. Yes, sit next to the lady. Yes, that's the very good things to do. Yes, and start talking. It's very important what you've learned. You need to make the best use of this one time at the beginning of each class to get yourself set for that. All right, so let me check if we got some responses already. We got it, very good. Expressum. Wow, in this course I've learned many things. First and foremost, in the first lessons, we have watched a video about the IT crimes in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is an international city which is very modern. However, the high-tech life sometimes affect the people badly. Very good. People may neglect the warnings. High technology provides us with a comfortable and convenient night. Nonetheless, it also provides a dangerous situations that our information will be stolen easily. Very good. As a result, this course becomes more important nowadays. Information security and privacy. Wow. I need to invite you to come here to give us a short lecture. That's excellent. Then on Friday, the professor provides many videos for us. These videos are all about how to keep our identity information in safe situations. To illustrate using number lock, be careful when you unlock something, as there might have some machines of people watching you, stealing information, right? Use different passwords, different websites, etc. All of these are all ways to make our personal information safe. I think these can help us greatly. Wow, that's good. You're actually summarizing a lot. In the past lessons, I've already learned many things about information security, but how about privacy? I want to know more. Okay, that's good. Very good. Wow, this is expressive. All right. So let's see a little bit more. We are supposed to get some more. Okay, wait. Very good. Wow, we got some buddies here. All right. So get ready. And you can say something to say, oh, I agree with you with that point. That's what I learned too. That's what I got. But you can say, well, I disagree with you because that is what I believe is important. That is a discussion forum. Okay, very important. Okay, let's wait. Very good. You're getting used to this kind of warm-up exercise. It's important that we reflect on what we study as a last time before we carry on with what we learn. All right? And remember, we do have a schedule called blended learning schedule that tells you something about before you come to class, there is something you need to do. Okay? And during class, we're going to do something like this. Where can you find this? Well, come on, let's take a look at that. Now, in the first week, you click on before class. We say, this is what you need to do. Okay, this is what you need to do before class. Read and complete something. And then during class, that's of last week, we say we will try to help you understand syllabus and introduce you to this course website. And we are going to watch some selected video, and we did with what is active learning, right? And we also invite you to watch the news documentaries from Hong Kong produced by the TVB against jailed news stations, okay? And then, what about after class activities for week number 1? We say that, well, you need to start reading, pay attention to 2 essential questions per week, and select some resources underneath each questions to start out your explorations. Then you write the journals, watch some more videos, and get ready to discuss your findings with your fellow classmate. And most importantly, if you would like to come up here to pick up the microphone and say something to the whole class, feel most welcome, because you will be rewarded. Okay, so if you look at yes, right here, the call for participations in week number 1, right here, we do have a call for participations here, saying that for week number 2, day 3, and day 4, if you want to share something with the whole class that will explicitly give you points, you need to reply to this discussion thread and fill in your name on a specific slot. If you want to do something today, you fill in your name here. If you want to do something on Friday, you fill in your name here, then I will give you 5 minutes time to do the sharing. What you need to do is just to reply to this and say, I would like to do some sharing using 5 minutes on which day of the week. Okay, every week you will see something like this. So get ready, you're earning your points towards the end of the semester, and you will get set for an A. Many students did it already, so don't lose a chance, all right? So let me come back to here and see, yeah, we're still waiting. Okay, so what about at the end of the week? So at the end of the week, after the class activity, for week number 1, I remind you to do something reflecting on the questions you explore, reviewing the teacher's message, go through the blended learning sequence at least once to see what you have not done for the next week's of classes, and then start sharing the work in the public online discussions forum of the week. Okay? If you have done all of these, I should be able to see some responses that you're going to tell the whole class. The best class I have ever had, and what the teacher did in the class as far as what the student did in the class. But the worst class I ever had, what the teacher did there and what the student did there. All right? If you can share with the whole class something like this in a social discussion forum, so much better. So, are you ready? All right, so let's try to see. I believe we must be able to get some more. Okay, we got it. Austin said, do not download or open unknown app, okay, through the mobile devices. Do not set easy password, for example, password or number of same digits. Do not use the same password to log into every website that we have. Very good. That is discussed on the very last class, last Friday. Last Friday, yeah, last Friday. Right. So that's very good. So what about the rest of you? Give us a little bit, couple more minutes so that we will have more. All right. So my job as a teacher is to make sure I galvanize the cycle of learning. Okay. You understand what is expected of you before you come to class. You need to get yourself ready. And when you come to class, you are set to learn something new. All right. So type in something. Make sure you're willing to share your discovery with your fellow students. It's a very interesting class in which we are going to do a lot of interactions, and you need to do a lot of collaborations with your fellow students. Okay? Do you know where it is? Can I help? Very good. If you need some help, just let me know. Raise your hand and come help you. Remember, at the end of each week block, if you're a middle block, we do provide some tools for you to use to do this kind of interactions. And the tool we use today is called the Public Online Discussion Forum for week number 2. So it is located in the block in week number 2. Okay? So when you click into it, you will see some discussion threads. And the discussion threads which you need to come into is the discussion thread which I say, what have you learned from the first week of classes? Okay? So let us see what you did and what you got here. Very good. Welcome back. Find yourself a buddy next to you so that you can engage in conversations, well, I would say you might go to the second row. Over there, two ladies and one gentleman, and you make it two pairs of students there. Okay. All right. So let us go back. Let us go back to the social discussion forum, the public online discussion forum for today, and see what you got. Okay. It's important that you get yourself ready for this point of learning. So we got another response for Killian. Okay, Killian said, in the first class, we know how important information security is. We provide our information from under risk. We can protect our profit well. Also, we got some way to keep a secret. It's just like using Kibra, locking it. Oh, okay, you need to tell us a little bit more about Kibra, okay? So maybe a link. And from Iris, in the previous lessons, I learned that personal information is very easy to be stolen, and we should be careful for our private information. Do not forget to lock out the website when we leave the computer. Keep our information safe, and even don't let your friends know the password. Oh, I won't let my friend know the password. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Edward from Edward. Hello, everyone. At the beginning of information security, we should first think of how serious when our sensitive information is released. So we should classify our information in different levels of security, which is called risk management. Oh, that's very good. We talk about this, a policy making in a company. And you did it, it's a personal risk management. That's very good. And then we got it from Dorothy. After last week, I learned that there are many traps to get your password in order to cheat your money in the internet. So we should choose a great password, such as long and difficult one. We do not open any messages from strangers. Do not use the same password. Do not enter any informations of yourself there. That's very good. Now we got a very interesting collections of knowledge recall. Okay, wow, we got some very interesting thing from Sunny. When you log in some important things, make sure this website is safe. How do we know? We better go to HTTPS, okay? HTTPS, not just HTTP, a secure website. And then we got something from Oscar. In last week, we learned many things about the information security. Watch the video about how some bad guys a meaningful course. I think it's interesting. What's that? Oh, yes, I got it. Okay. Oh, right. I got it. Student information from us and also knew how to protect our information. It's a meaningful course. Thank you very much. Let's do it together. Without your help, we cannot do it. Jackie, from the first week, I've learned why network security is so important to us. Yes, because someone could always play hide and seek and steal our information. Our hackers hack into our account to do something bad, and that will harm us. And we should be careful when we open unknown mails, particularly the attachment with the emails. We should not open it haphazardly. That's very good. I thank you very much for your hard work. It's going to be much more meaningful when you get mature in doing that. So now we spend about 20 minutes doing that. My target is if I can enable the whole class to do this exercise within 10 minutes after the first 2 to 3 weeks, that will be an indication of success, okay? Because you got used to the technique, go to the discussion forum, you drop or you share your particular knowledge. Later on, we move you a little bit forward by leading some discussions based on the sharing. That is how you handle discussions, all right? So let's go back now to the course website, okay? The course website for today's course. Now we are talking about the themes of information technology and knowledge society. Well, let's link this to privacy, okay? Well, a lot of you understand the meaning of privacy in a sense that if I have something I do not want to share with someone, I consider this private to myself. And so, you know that difference between a public area and a private area. For public area, everybody can come into this area and use the information that the private area. No, only a few people that you can select by yourself could enter this very core area where anything is considered private. You do not want to share that with anybody else. So privacy means it's a state of being private, a state of being secure, because you do not want anybody to know anything secret about yourself, except for some releasable information. Okay? So in the context of intellect privacy, that means, well, for example, I'm a member of many different groups on site, and maybe I do not want people from different groups to understand my connections. I will localize my connections in an open group like Facebook. But beside the Facebook, maybe I have a LinkedIn account which only professionals could join. And beside Facebook, I might have a dual model account where my students could join. So in the Facebook, well, I might have several accounts. Some of these could be private to my families. Some of these could be private to my class of students. Some of these could be private to my colleagues. Okay? So in a sense that it's only accessible to a small group of people. And you do not want to mix things up, because when you mix things up, it's very hard for you to selectively choose your audience, to release your informations. So that's the general idea. But now, IT. Now, let's not talk about IT, let's talk about the T. What is technology? What do we mean by technology? What do we mean by technology? Can you think a little bit about this in 2 minutes? Okay, what do we mean by technology? And try to respond. What do we mean by technology? All right. Wow, this teacher's always pushes you to think. Yeah. What it's meant by technology, your immediate response is just enough. You do not need to think so hard, okay? We need some immediate response. And your immediate response is very meaningful to the discussions. Let's see if we got some responses in just 2 minutes. Here we go. Just come to this discussion thread. What is meant by technology? And you just type in 1 or 2 key things. You do not need long sentence. Just 1 or 2 key points. What is meant by technology? Is this microphone a technology? Is this whiteboard a screen a technology? Is this whiteboard a technology? Is this table a technology? Is this chair a technology? It's my notebook computer, a technology. So they are all examples of technologies. What do they have in common? What is meant by a technology? What do you think? Benjamin?
Could it be things that are designed to help humans?
Benjamin suggests that technology could be things that are designed to help humans.
Designed by humans, yes.
Designed by humans to help humans. What do you want to add to that?
Yeah, pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same. Anything more?
It can make the life more convenient.
Okay. Now remember that these things could make life more convenient. Would you mind typing in a little bit so that our fellow students could follow up with the discussions later? Could you mind? Yes, in the discussion forms and responses. Key points. Okay. Now we got Benjamin to suggest something, and we got Fleming to respond to make life much more convenient. What do you have in mind? What do you have in mind?
I think technology is the thing that make our lives better.
Better?
Human will always improve the technology.
Human will always improve on technologies. Okay? Now, thank you very much. What's your name? Sam. You want to say something?
Technology is something you can see, and
We can see, right? We can see.
yes, just
Okay.
like some apps,
Yeah.
and we can live without technology.
We cannot live without technology.
Yes, it can make us the distance become closer.
Make the distance between humans smaller so we could communicate with one another.
Yes.
Okay, could you pass the microphone to the gentleman next to you? Could you suggest something that could add to our understanding of what is meant by technology? You just need to freely say something. I'm adjusting the temperature of this room because I discovered that not many.
Technology may be some new tool or
Interesting, new tools, right, yeah.
some new assets.
New access. Okay. So could you elaborate on this a little bit? New access? Access. Okay, access. Tools. Can we know your name? Edward suggests tools. Okay? Tools. Any more? Could you pass the microphone around? Yes. Now, I still would like you to type in your responses because that will be a collective memory of this discussion. Do you want to add something into our discussion? What is meant by a technology from your understanding? Yes.
I just think the process of the progress of technology is important to a country.
Okay. So what is a technology if it's so important? What do we mean by technology?
Science.
Science? Okay. Technology is science? Okay. Scientific ideas? Okay. Anything more? Scientific. What's your name? Kiwi, thank you. Can I pass you the microphone to share a little bit of your ideas on technology? Yes. Yes. To use it to communicate easier with your friends and family. Now, the interesting thing about, may I know your name? Sure. Okay. The interesting thing about his example is it's something that could help us to communicate easily with our friends and family. Now, here we go. Okay, hold on the microphone. We are talking about information technology. We are talking a specific kind of technology that has something to do with information. And German, use an example which makes it visible for us. It's a technology we expressly use to keep our friends in touch and families in touch. My mobile phone, your mobile phone. So information technology is the kind of technology that has something to do with information, be it in the process of producing information, sharing information, or analyzing information. And one of the most important things that could be visible is transmit information for the purpose of communications. Now, let's see how many responses we have. Okay? Yes, we got some. Very good. Now, may I invite the rest of you to continue to type in the responses within this class or not? Now, in a minute, I'm going to show you something interesting, okay, that it's about technologies of today and actually technology of the future. Let's see if I got it here. Okay, here we go. Yes, right here. Then it's from Nova, okay? But now I cannot play you all because it's about an hour. I just want to give you a little bit, okay? Just enough. Let's go from the very beginning.
Technology is on the rise, and who knows how far it will go.
If my goggles don't deceive me, that's you sitting across from me.
I'm David Pogue, and on this episode of Nova Science Now,
Oh, wow.
I'm peering into the future to find out if robots can learn how to walk. Will they become our constant companions?
My dream is to have robots living with us in our home.
Could wearable robots give us superhuman strength
I can actually put my weight on the structure while you're wearing it, and you don't feel it.
and transform our lives?
The boundary between a person and robots is already starting to change.
And
My God! I can control this thing with my mind!
is it possible for a machine to read your mind
I am a superpower!
and reveal your innermost secrets?
The computer is correct!
What if all of our thoughts were public? Lying would go away. It's sort of like a mental nudist colony.
Where is all this leading us?
Oh! Domino bots!
I'm exploring the good,
So now you can walk? That's mind-blowing.
the bad,
Not every advance is progress. Not every new thing is better for us humanly.
and the not-so-pretty side of technology. All to find out,
Whoa, that's scary.
what will the future be like?
And he gave me a dirty look.
Up next on Nova Science Now. When we think about the future, one of the first things that comes to mind is the robot. Like those droids in Star Wars that tirelessly fulfill our every need. But how close are we to the sci-fi dream of robots that seamlessly fit into our world? Humanoid robots that look and act like us.
Your second round, sir.
Here at Virginia Tech, roboticist Dennis Hong believes that day will come only when robots master an incredibly complex skill. Something that's very difficult for them to learn, but comes naturally to us. Walking.
Oh man, so again, nobody's controlling anything, and if you look at his head, you can see that he's looking around. So he's trying to figure out where he is in the soccer field.
He may be short, he may be skinny, but he walks.
And can even kick a soccer ball.
Go!
Wouldn't it be simpler to build something with treads, like on a tractor or something?
That's a very good question. Some people say we can do things with wheels.
That's right.
But my dream is to have robots living with us in our home.
And to do that, they need to climb stairs, open doors, take out the trash, and clean up the dishes.
If you want to have these type of robots living with us in an environment designed for humans, then I say that the robot needs to be the shape of a human being.
So you're acknowledging that it's a much more difficult task
Yes.
to make a humanoid robot that walks, but you're saying the payoff will one day be worth it.
Absolutely.
Dennis hopes that in the future, humanoid robots won't just do the dishes. They'll do jobs that are risky for us to do,
Dirty, dangerous task.
like cleaning up after a chemical plant leak, helping people out of harm's way, or fighting fires.
Humanoid robots are really great for those kind of things. Real useful tasks that actually save people's lives.
How do you transform metal, motors, and microchips into a machine that can walk on two legs?
Alright, so Dennis, this is your home robot construction kit.
Yes, this is the robot cooking show as well.
Cooking show?
You'll be making one of these. This is called Darwin OP.
Darwin is a pint-sized humanoid robot that Dennis created back in 2004. A research platform he uses to find out what it takes for a robot to walk on its own 2 feet.
This is all the parts you need. And
Yeah.
you are going to put it together today.
Yeah, right.
Are you ready?
This is not Lego, let me say. We'll start out the M4.
To create Darwin, Dennis took his clues from nature. Number 1, he needs to see. As you walk, you use your eyes to assess your environment. Darwin sees the world through this tiny webcam.
Remember,
Actually, the eyes, the
information
big ones, are just
technology.
fake. The nose is actually the camera.
Wait, so you're saying that all of this is just cosmetic?
Those are not the eyes.
Oh, you're such a...
We cheated.
Number 2, he needs a sense of balance.
Information.
As you shift your weight from one foot to the other, your inner ear is able to sense the change in your position and keep you from falling. Darwin gets this ability from a sensor in this circuit board.
These two small things, these are the balance sensors, so it knows its orientation and direction.
Okay.
So-
That seems to want to fit right here.
You're good at this. You've done this before.
Thousands of times.
Even if Darwin can see and balance, he still can't move without muscles and joints. Number 3, your muscles are your body's engine. You can't move without them. Darwin moves with the help of actuators.
For each moving joint, we have one of these actuators. So it's basically electric motor.
A motor that converts electrical energy into motion. And that gives Darwin the ability to move.
Alright.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah.
We have arm!
Yay!
As for his sense of touch, he gets it from these 4 little sensors on the bottom of his feet. Hours later, I'm finally finished.
Tell me that's the last step.
You're almost done. Now you need to attach the arm to the rest of the body. And that's the last step. Hello, I'm Darwin.
It's adorable. I can already feel him seeking world domination and wishing his screws were done better.
Even though my robot's fully loaded, he can't walk yet because he still needs a brain. And that's where roboticist Dan Lee comes in.
The first thing we're going to show you is how the robot uses its vestibular sense, which is its sense of balance.
Vestibular from the word vestibule, which is one of the things in our ears.
Exactly, inside your inner ear. And so without using its vestibular sense, what would happen if you push the robot?
Alright.
It just will fall over and then get back up.
Oh, what? That's pretty cool right there.
So, go ahead. Exactly.
Wow.
So now what we've done is we've trained this robot using something called reinforcement learning. So exactly what you just did, we kept pushing the robot over and over, and it was now able to figure out that every time it fell down, it was kind of a form of punishment.
When Darwin falls, his software gets an electronic signal that basically says, this is bad. After being bullied around hundreds of times, he finally learns it's better to do this.
Fall over. Oh no!
You see that?
So the hundreds of different reps are so that it can learn from this angle, and this angle, and this hard, and this hard, and this hard.
Exactly.
I see.
Dan's even teaching his robots to learn through imitation.
We will rock you.
This camera detects my body's movement and sends that information to Darwin's software, which quickly translates it into a copycat movement of his own.
It is emotions.
You'd think with all this sophisticated software, Darwin would be able to keep up with me.
Look forward! Oh, I'm so sorry!
But he can't.
Just trying to make a robot walk stably is ridiculously difficult. I won't say impossible, because I don't like that word, but it's a very, very difficult challenge.
All right, so David,
Yet we're masters at it.
come on in.
Wow, what are you doing here?
An engineer, Thurman Lockhart, is trying to figure out why. He's built this strange-looking device to analyze not just how we walk, but how we avoid falling. And I'm about to try it out. But first, I need to suit up. Thurman's outfit is filled with sensors that measure how far, how fast, and in which direction I move.
Can't decide if I feel more like a superhero or a Broadway dancer.
Both. And we're going to have to wear a headband as well.
This is just an elaborate prank to humiliate me on television, isn't it?
The little white balls are part of an optical motion capture system that instantly creates a stick figure of me.
You can't tell from the way I use my walking arms. No time to talk.
Next, I'm put in a harness because it's time to take a stroll through Thurman's obstacle course.
That's good.
Watch. After walking back and forth several times, suddenly,
Oh, good.
The hell?
Did you feel that a little bit?
Did I feel it? You made the earth shake under my feet.
Yeah.
but check out what happens when I do this a second time. I handle the jolt much better.
Really?
My body and brain have already integrated thousands of pieces of information in a flash.
Ready?
That's because we have the exceptional ability to adapt to sudden changes in our environment. Walking is a skill that took millions of years for us to develop. And when you think about it, it still takes each of us about a year to go from floppy, to crawling, to waddling, and finally mustering the skills and courage to walk on our own 2 feet. And we never stop learning how to adapt to the many obstacles we confront every day.
So walking is not just more complex than I thought. It's much more complex than I thought. And if you wanted to design a robot that could walk as well as a person, I mean, this would be fantastically complicated software. I mean, it would have to be doing billions of calculations with every step.
It is amazing that we are able to do it almost innately and without really even thinking about it.
Dennis Hong hopes that in the future, his robots will be able to master this extraordinary human skill. And they're learning how to do it one kit at a time. Every year, hundreds of teams from around the world compete at RoboCup Soccer, a competition designed to foster research in robotics and artificial intelligence.
To make a autonomous soccer playing robot, you really need to solve all the grand challenges, the really difficult problems in robotics. Robot vision, autonomous behavior, bipedal walking and running in the future. All of these needs to be solved to truly build a soccer playing robot.
But what comes naturally to us comes a lot harder for Dennis's robots.
Domino bots. Think you're pretty good at soccer? I'm better. I can do this. Whoa, that's scary. You got right back up. And you gave me a dirty look.
Despite his robot's shortcomings, Dennis is optimistic.
By the year 2050, we want to have these type of full-size autonomous robots play soccer against the human World Cup champions and win.
You're going to have robots playing humans and you expect them to win?
Yeah.
$20. Here you go.
$20, there you go.
While this may sound like a sci-fi fantasy, many experts believe that humanoid robots could progress a lot faster than we think. Sophisticated robots are already building our cars. Pretty soon, they could be serving us drinks and even doing the laundry. In Japan, where the aging population is growing faster than in any other country, researchers are developing robots to care for the elderly, from bathing them to moving them. And one day, they may even babysit our kids, a job that has always required a human touch. Sherry Turkle, a researcher at MIT who's written several books about the effects of technology on humans, is concerned about our future relationship with robots.
It's too easy to look at them and say, oh, they're not there yet. Well, they will get to something very powerful that we will want to hang out with. And then you have to say, well, where will we have gotten to? Why is that something that we want to develop?
And in the future, robots won't just be taking care of our kids. They may become a part of us, literally merging with the human body and transforming both of us into something in between.
Wow.
At Exobionics, they're developing a robot that could restore our ability to walk.
This is our exoskeleton. So you can see it's a robot that can walk and move without somebody in it. And this one's designed for paraplegics to get them up and walking again.
People like Amanda Boxtel.
You're breaking a few speed limits there.
In her 20s, Amanda was injured in a skiing accident.
I lost all sensation and movement from my pelvis down. There's nothing.
So, crutches, no good?
No, I mean, I can't move my legs.
But in the future, that could change with the help of a wearable robot.
Wow, is it standing you up?
Yeah, so I couldn't do that on my own.
Wow, that's mind-blowing. So now you can stand and you can walk?
Yes.
This I gotta see.
Let's do it. The exoskeleton is intelligent enough that it senses my center of gravity, and also when I shift my weight over to a foot, then it triggers another step.
So Amanda shifts her body like you or I would to take a step, and sensors pick up that intent.
That sends a message to this onboard computer, which tells the exoskeleton it's time to take another step. Right now, the exoskeleton works only on flat surfaces, but one day, these researchers hope Amanda will be able to use it anywhere, even walking upstairs. And they aren't just helping people like Amanda. They may help average Joes like me with this.
So David, here we have the Hulk exoskeleton.
It's like a...
The Hulk is designed to help people carry heavy loads, and it would come in really handy if you happen to be a firefighter. How much weight do these guys have to load?
All right, hands. 10 pounds.
Okay. Boots.
Let's
go to maybe a little jacket here. It's another 8 pounds.
All right.
Breathing apparatus.
30 pounds.
Yep. Whoa! You can't fight a fire without hoses. He's a, oh, jeez.
That's 50 pounds of hoses.
I've got 100 pounds of equipment on me.
Is it heavy?
Is it heavy? It's 100 pounds.
Your buddy's up on the 3rd floor of the building. You're gonna need
No.
some more air. Oh!
Look at that.
Oh, jeez. Wait a minute.
That's what is needed
No
for a
firefighter is
firefighter.
going like this. Come on.
They do what it takes.
Okay, I'm gonna break your scale. I hope you don't mind.
You're carrying an extra 130 pounds of weight.
I'm carrying 130 pounds and I'm supposed to put a fire.
That's right.
Wow. All right, so you've made your point. This is unbearable.
And here's where the Hulk comes in.
And then this structure actually surrounds your body. The idea is to take all the weight you put on it all the way down to the ground, completely bypassing you. All the weight that you put on that external skeleton actually bypasses the user that's inside and taking that weight to the ground. So they don't actually feel the weight that they're carrying.
Not only that, the Hulk is also designed to increase your strength.
And what I'm going to do is turn it on. Now you can actually feel a little bit of power.
Oh, I see. It's picking itself up.
It's picking itself up.
So this is going to be my thigh, and when my thigh moves, that triggers it to start helping.
Right. And this is at our very lowest setting.
Turn to the highest setting and see what happens.
Try that.
Whoa! Okay, that works.
Now I put on the Hulk and get loaded up again.
Ready for the hoses?
Yeah. This is what killed me before. Go ahead and put on the hoses, Dave. These are different hoses.
Same hoses.
That's amazing. I feel nothing. It's like you might as well put it on the roof of my house.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me
And that's
at all.
the idea. I can actually put my weight on the structure while you're wearing it, and you don't feel it.
That's amazing.
So all the weight bypasses you, comes down that torso, down these titanium legs, all the way into the ground, so you actually don't feel that weight.
All right. Now should I try walking?
Yeah.
Please.
Give it a try.
It takes some getting used to.
There are fractions of a second where I suddenly feel really heavy. And then the robot says, oh, here, I can help you, pal. And it takes some of the
Take
weight
it
out.
over. Yep.
Wow. Don't worry, man. I'll save you. That's what I'm here for, man. Give me your hand. Databook is backtracked.
The boundary between a person and robots is already starting to change. Lots of people have mechanical hips, and then people have electronic interfaces to their cochlea. We are going to merge with our machines more and more. We're already merging with our machines.
In the future, will wearable robots like this give almost anyone a leg up?
You know, no one looking at us would ever know that you're a paraplegic and I'm a skinny nerd.
It's hard to imagine just how much robots may change our world.
Okay, now we're going to have a pause here, and I let you watch the rest of these documentaries at home. It's very interesting for the second part of this documentary. Make sure you do not miss it, all right? So let's get back to the questions. What is information technology? What is knowledge society? After watching a preview on this documentary, it's called Technology of the Future. Okay? Technology of the Future. Well, what do you think? I would like to say, suggest technologies, does it have connections with the ideas we have? Is technologies connected with ideas? Yes. How many of you say yes? Can you raise your hand? Technology has something to do with ideas? What about the rest of you? Okay. But ideas can be technology only when, can you complete the sentence? Ideas can really be technologies when they are blah, blah, blah. Now you see a lot of good examples of ideas there. The ideas of building a robot that can help people who become paralyzed to stand up to walk again. Ideas to help firefighter who need to carry so much weight in the fire scenes, and then you can help the firefighter to focus on saving people, reserving energy to save people, and let the weight be carried by the robot. Ideas could only be technologies when they are realizable. You can realize the ideas. Technology means it's some kind of ideas that have already been made realizable through the development of some kind of products that could have impact into our own lives. Now that is my interpretations. First, they are ideas. But they are not just ideas. They are ideas that have been made realizable. Concrete idea turned into products through the process of product development. The humanoid robot is a product that we could use. And when they're used that way as a tool, when it's used that way as a tool, it could help human. When it could help human, we could feel the convenience of the technology. The process is we must have ideas first. And those ideas must be realizable. And the way to make it realizable is to through the idea of the context of product development. And all of these needs what? Needs what? Different domains of knowledge. Okay? Different domains of knowledge. And what is meant by knowledge? Knowledge means something that it's useful, something that it's valuable, something that could be obtained easily, or something that has to be worked out through a very interesting cycles of internalizations, people think about something, externalizations, people tell you what they think, socializations, people tell you what you think it works or not, negotiations, people prove that these are ideas that works, and then disseminations, people publish the result. This is a research process. A university is basically a knowledge generator. Okay? We come to different ideas, we test it using different knowledge, we do research on it, we turn knowledge into something practical, and so you and I can enjoy the product of this knowledge production process. Okay, I think I've given you the ideas this week, all right? And I hope you will come back to watch the remaining of this particular documentary. We just watched about 20 minutes of a 52 minutes documentary. I'm sure you like it, all right? So let's come back here. The second week of the semester, we are still in the theme of inquiry-based learning. Inquiry-based learning, we have a short name for IBL, mainly depends on your ability to ask the right questions, to discover things, okay, things that could be considered your knowledge productions. But what exactly is IBL? All right, so let's go for a very simple idea. What is IBL?
So, Jamie, can you give us a definition of IBL?
Well, I think it's quite difficult to define IBL. I think it means a lot of different things to different people, depending on whether you're a member of staff or a student or what kind of discipline or subjects you're doing. But I think in kind of general terms, it's about putting questions and ideas at the centre of learning, so student investigations and getting students to do research instead of kind of finding out the answers for themselves, instead of directing them and telling them the answer and expecting them to remember it. I think people learn and remember things and are able to reuse them much more effectively if they've found them out for themselves than if they've just been told it and expected to remember it.
Hi Laura, can you give us a definition of IBL, please?
For me, inquiry-based learning, there isn't one answer. So I would have to say that it's a real variety of things. It can be working alone, independently, going away and researching something for yourself, and really making the topic your own, making the information your own, and then creating your own knowledge base. Or it can equally be networked learning, so a combination of working with different people within staff, but also with other sort of peers, other students. and again, sort of researching through sort of discussion, and then evaluating that information that you've got, and then turning that again into a new knowledge base through your inquiry.
So inquiry-based learning means many different things. What do you think? What do you think?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up another discussion thread for today. Before we take attendance. It's very important we try to put into the context of our understanding. Okay? So let's see. We're not going to do it right now because we're running out of time.
Now, I want you to walk out this classroom with a large number of things which is going to bombard in your head. Okay? And you try to put things into perspective by doing some thinking. Alright? So let me go to the page of taking attendance for today. Oh, not here, sorry. Right here. Alright, so we are not in a rush. We're just trying to do our best to manage our time so that you understand that even though we have some time limits in class, you can always come back to this website to share your thoughts, and your sharings will be highly appreciated. Okay? This is day number 3 into the semester. Takasi, thank you. Johnson, thank you. Sagro, thank you. Austin, thank you. And then Kaishin, are you here, Kaishin? Not here, okay. And then it's Edward, thank you. German, okay. German, you're there, right? German, are you there? You're there, okay, thank you. Sorry. And then Chinglung, thank you. And then Joanna, thank you. Abby, thank you. And then is Dorothy, thank you. And then Expresso, thank you. And Kira, thank you. Sam, thank you. Fleming, thank you. And then Jane, not yet. Julia, not yet. Okay. After that is Ivan, thank you. Benjamin, thank you. And then Kiwi, thank you. Sophie, thank you. After that it's Jai Wong, not yet. Okay. Ni, thank you. Billy, thank you. And then Sunny, thank you. All right, so it's not finished yet, I guess. Here we go. Mabel, thank you. Stanley, thank you. Dong Yang, not here yet. And then Hoi Yuan, not here yet. Okay. So Kay, not here yet. Okay. Iris, okay. Another Iris, thank you. Jackie, thank you. Sam, thank you. Joao, thank you. And then Joe, thank you. Ivaldo, thank you. Killian, thank you. Sophie again. Another Sophie, not here. Okay. Thank you very much. I've managed the time to have 7 more minutes for further discussions. So let's get to the contacts of this week. Now, it is my wish, after sending you the second message of the semester, which is for week number 2, that I sincerely wish that you will make the best use of, number 1, the reading list of each week to get yourself updated on the specific topic of interest that we expect you to give yourself a chance to know. The second thing is, if you need to read the textbook, go to the Learn and Practice link under Learning Contract 1. We have a number of topics. For example, you're going to learn a specific on introductions to computer security, cyber stalking, fraud and abuse, and also denial of service attack. Now, those are very technical things in the context of protecting a particular entity from operational fraud. And these are taken out from this textbook. Now, because these could be done, the learning, by following the PowerPoints already produced here, and if you have any other questions after watching the video or reading the PowerPoint, make sure you ask me questions through your dedicated hotline, okay? But from our purposes, I would like to go for a much broader framework of learning, which is already been indicated here on the UMUDA website. For example, this week, we would like to introduce to you the idea of information technology, studying from the idea of technology being ideas made realizable through a process of development of products. And of course, we need knowledge from different domains. We're living in the world of knowledge generations. And so we start off with the introductions of IBL, which is very first, the big idea. And I would like you to go home and watch this simple video called the IBL Practice at the Appalachian State University. Okay, the very interesting way to give students the ideas of how you can go about learning things using questions. Okay, and another very interesting paper written by Walt Oliver is called Exploring an Inquiry-Based Learning Approach for Freshmans. Okay, and they're writing this, giving you ideas as a first-year student, and how do you cultivate yourselves into someone who dare to speak your mind with ideas. Okay, so that is very interesting. So when we come back for day number 4 this Friday, we will return to the ideas of social engineering, which is a very interesting trick played by hackers to obtain information from anyone being targeted. And we've got a number of very interesting examples, okay? And then we will move to one of the documentary that is very meaningful for your learning, and I would choose Digital Nations, okay? For you, when you have time at the end of this week, I strongly recommend that you watch the free documentations at home so that you can see the patterns of technological influence for kids from high school to college to after college studies. Okay, I think it's a documentary of 3 of them, cover a period of 5 to 7 years, and that it's excellent. Okay, to get yourself updated, to put you in the situations where you can only escape by thinking. All right. So I think that's it for today's CISG113 Section 1, Information Security and Privacy. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand, or I highly recommend you use the discussion forum to raise your concern for the whole class to know, or to use the private channel here for ways to individual questions so that I could help explain it to you individually. Okay? Welcome back, and I enjoy your company. Remember, if you have not done the questionnaire of the class of the first week, which is here, okay, make sure you finish the questionnaire. This is the first week of class questionnaire before 11:55 tomorrow. Okay, this is for the first week of class questionnaire. Just click here, and then you need to fill up some answers. Okay, questionnaires are here. All right. I'm not eligible because I'm the designer of the question. All right. So thank you very much. I need to one for another class.